Please add Elizabeth Gillespie to the prayer list. Please add Elizabeth Gillespie to the prayer list.
Okay. It's a real Powell feast. Powell feast is when there's no women.
Powell party.
Powell party. Was it Powell Gatan? Okay. Happy New Year. Am I the first to wish you a Happy New Year? Okay, so we are, if you have a galaxy of heart drops, we'll start out from that collection. The Omze will call out the page numbers. I know we'll start with what? Well, you do it.
We'll start with Galaxy, page 113.
And
Then followed by 1, the 7-line prayer. And then page 3, prayer to the 3 kayas of the Lama. Then Galaxy, page 9, prayer to attain the citadel of intrinsic awareness. And then, is this on? And then the lineage prayer from Red Tara. And then Lotus Tsok, that's a lot. All right, yeah, so the Great Clouds of Blessings, then Galaxy 1, Galaxy 3, and Galaxy 9.
and Lotus Hook,
Lotus Hook.
or no, the other one. Is this on? Is he got
It seemed like it went down or something.
Yeah, it's you can't, you're incredibly louder than
Oh, okay.
incredibly louder? How can it be incredible? That's pretty loud.
I've been putting my mouth like
Okay,
fine here. But
that's okay.
Omo Hun Shri De Chen Barwa Wangi Porandu De Don So So Tok Pe Ye Sheku Ma Chak De Den Pe Me Ranjin Le Dorje Nima Na Wa Chen Poi Pel Choku Na Wa Tai Dorje Che Jik Den Wan Chuk Tu Je Je Chak Zum Pema Japo Korde Nga Wan Jur Na Sin Zil Na Wan Chen Heruka Sangwa Ye She Benza Bara Hi De Che De Pe Japo De Chen Ter Malu Che Gu Ye Do Rije Ma Chudin Chaje Wan Chuk De Dongar Wang Ze Dorje Pawo Daki Tso Nanton Nyempa Chenpo Nga Nyi Du Dorje Kui Garji Sizum Yo Ngame Sungi Jedre Kamsungu Hudzer Marpo Korde Yonna Chab Sizi Danche Yoshin Du Parjen Dorje Chakpa Chenpo Tukji Ni Namning Unrub Doku Chokso Dorje Chakju Jakpa Chenpo Yi Nasin Dewa Chenpo Taye Jutru Drawe Rogar Chen Tilji Gombu Che Wa Jinju Rabjam Sasun Wangi La Tsok La Gupe Sowa Depso Jinji Lom Chodung Undrup Dogu Padatak Tome Wandu Jepeng Undrup So Origin Yuji Nub Jan Sam Pe Gesar Dom Pola Ya Jesundra Korndun Kandra Mampun Kor Chen Chin Jesu Dang Drup Chi Jen Ji Love Cheer Shek Su So and Guru Pema Siddhi Hong Orjan Yaji Nibjan Sam Pema Gesar Dompol Yatsen Chogying Andrub Nyem Pema Jungne Jesu Drak Kordu Kandra Mampu Korn Chechi Jesu Dak Drup Chi Jinji Love Cheer Shek Su So Guru Pema Siddhi Hong Orjan Yaji Nubjan Sam Pema Gesar Dompola Yatsen Chogi Ngandrub Nye Pema Jungne Jesu Drag Kordu Kandra Mampu Korn Chechi Jesu Dagdrup Chi Jinji Love Cheer Shek Su So Guru Pema Siddhi Hun Galaxy 3 Emaho within the pure realm of the basic space of phenomena, free of elaboration, within the nature of phenomena, beyond the three times, beyond origination or cessation, the supremely blissful embodiment is spontaneous perfection, beyond any sense of something to be done, a sky-like presence without bias or prejudice. I supplicate the Lama as Dharmakaya. I supplicate Orjim Pema Jungne. In the pure realm of supreme bliss, spontaneously accomplished, are the embodiments of the Sugatas of form, speech, mind, qualities, and activity, endowed with the five aspects of timeless awareness, revealing themselves individually as the facets of compassionate presence. I supplicate the Lama as Sambhogakaya. I supplicate Orjim Pema Jungne. In the realm of the innate purity of this long-suffering world, coming into being through supreme compassion for the sake of beings, emanations act to benefit beings through skillful means that tame in every way possible. I supplicate the Lamas as Nirmanakayas of the three times, past, present, and future. I supplicate Orjim Pema Jungne, Galaxy 9. Whatever appears as it does as visible objects to the eye, everything in the outer universe, although it appears, rest without taking it to be real. The purification of dualistic perception is the clear yet empty form of the deity. I supplicate the Lama of naturally liberated desire and attachment. I supplicate Orjim Pema Jungne. Whatever resounds as it does as audible objects to the ear, all sounds perceived as pleasant or unpleasant, rest in the union of sound and emptiness, free of speculative thought. The union of sound and emptiness, beyond origination or cessation, is the speech of the victorious ones. I supplicate the speech of the victorious ones, the union of sound and emptiness. I supplicate Orjim Pema Jungne. Whatever arises as it does as objects in the imagination, regardless of what thoughts arise from the 5 emotional poisons, do not allow your mind to anticipate, follow after, or indulge in them. By allowing this movement to rest in its own ground, you are free in Dharmakaya. I supplicate the Lama of naturally free intrinsic awareness. I supplicate Orjim Pema Jungne. Outwardly, there is the purity of things perceived as external objects. Inwardly, there is the freedom of the nature of mind perceived as the inner subject. Between these, there is recognition of the true face of utter lucidity. Through the compassion of the Tathagatas of the 3 times, may I be granted the blessings that free my mind stream. Red Tara 1. Through the enlightened intent of Pema Heruka, through Wangi Lamo, through Nagarjuna, and down through Pema Sambhava, the blessings have been maintained. I supplicate the Lama of the 3 times, past, future, and present, the lineage of enlightened speech. I supplicate Orjim Pema Jungne. Lotus Hook supplication. As regent of Pema, embodiment of all Buddhas, you uphold the secret treasure trove of sacred tantras, scriptures, and pith instructions. Accomplished yogin of fearless, uncontrived conduct, supreme leader who guides all variety of beings, my root Lama Pema Garwang, I supplicate you, thoroughly pacify my confusion so that the qualities of the levels and paths increase like the waxing moon, and I awaken to Buddhahood inseparable from you, Lord Protector. Red Tara, page 3. Dunji Namkar Jayum Droma Marmola Chukju Dushi Chabio Namji Korne Jukbar Sam La Namo Jawa Tam Che Che Peyum Droma Rigdzin Lamola Dakson Jan Chub Nim Poi Bar Gupa Chempa Chapsu Chin Jawa Tam Che Che Peyum Droma Rigdzin Lamola Daksong Jan Chub Nim Poi Bar Gupa Chempa Chapsu Chin Jawa Tam Che Che Peyum Droma Rigdzin Lamola Dakson Jan Chub Nim Poi Bar Gupa Chempa Chapsu Chi Ho Sitsum Dungal Jatsole Namdro Tarpe Drutab Chir Dagi Jetsun Droma Drup Wangi Trinle Tarchin Sho Ho Sitsum Dungal Jatsole Namdro Tarpe Drutab Chir Dagi Jetsun Droma Drup Wangi Trinle Tarchin Sho Ho Sitsum Dungal Jatsole Namdro Tarpe Drutab Chir Dagi Jetsun Droma Drup Wangi Trinle Tarchin Sho Ho Tadral Chakuranjin Le Zukuri lamola nime yichi chaksalo Nasinam dacha pabo digdrib netun toshing shak Nam karge la je ran tartu danji che kor kor Nyang en mi da jen da ju di song ge we so nam tsok Dro nam jam chup to chir ngon zao hum bam ho Tsok jing nam rang la tem par ju om ma hum Pe ma la so wang ne dun de tong za me che pe ze da yan dru gi ran shin du chiu kor ne pe ze su ju om sarva putsa mega ahung om benza argam padyam pu Bodhicitta Gana Guya Putsa Ahung Om Ahung Mahapensa Amrita Rakta Balingta Hun Shrita Om Ahung Mahapensa Amrita Rakta Balingta Hun Shrita Om Ahum Mahapensa Amrita Rakta Balinta Hun Shrita Na Wing Shin Rang Sardai Yung Ador Jitsu Moi Ka Sitsu Yene Sang Je Shing Ma Che Hun Drub Ngang Ji Dao Da Ga Wang Yi Po Dran Du Cha Dra Pe Ma Ni De Ten Sem Ni Tam Le Ke Chi Rigdzin Ling Ku Do Ma Sha Chi Shi Zung Ge Pe Chagye Chujin Chagja Yi Tse Bum Du Tsi Chu Den Zim Yom Pa Kon Cho Sum Son Ji Pao Sao Bu Dom Bu Nam Dab Man Yen Te Je Pe Nam Pe Me Da Ju Rap Tu Geng Hladze darji toyo dam me sham la sok ze parlub sid sum nor bu rin chen dam pe ma na tsok jen ji tre ral pa tor cho che chin shin lab ma zar bu ku tuk Shabni tabab children ju nyagandar war kujab Rida nawa taye ju gutser marputon sumgang Hlama nishu korji kor tu garni me chil kortem Tam la ngak chi kor wale tradu chi dani Chö Dung An Drup To Par Sam Om Tare Tam. Nam Zo Ha Ran Le Tru Pe Chiu Kor La Mar Me Chig Le Ni Che Tar Me Lan La Ni Zu Ni Jim Che Yin Da Nam Ka La Chir Nan Ju Me Ro Mor Tra Sansum Dorje Nimpo Le Zer Cha Ja Nam Ji Tren Yula Kupe Gaza Der Ne Chi Tru Pe Do Gar Sum De Sungar We Dru Char Wa Bam Free so Sherik and Sa Noob Chon Danga Wangida Wan Chen La Mo Jing Kam Ne Shin Kordang Che Ne Din Den Pe Chandran Tundam Gishesu So Rindam se che pe la nam da she rab yin ne chen ren pa du ma ru chi yer me ngang so nam jin du tem par ju om benza samaya tik tran tu Hren de chen yin sutra dao chan hun rub nang wei che tru ga ku sun ye she kan ro la nam sun de pe chak sa lo namo ati puho prati tsao ho. Page 51. Chun chu nam ke kam gang wei che yan shab sil me ton dan du pe mar me Dri chab shal ze ro moi che pa bu om benza arga chö chö nam ke kam gang we zu dan ra dan dri dan ro rek ja ji nye chi pa kun gu pe bu ji she su so om ben za Om Cho Chö Nam Ke Kam Ga We Kor Lo Nor Bu Tumon Da Lam Po Tai Chok Mak Bon Ren Chen Nam Pa Dung Gu Pe Bu Ji She Su So Om Sapna Om Cho Chö Nam King Kam Ga We Duk Dan Ser Nya Bum Pa Zam Pe Ma Dun Kar Pel Be Jiao Tsen Kor Lo Tai Shi Ta Gu Pe Bun Ji She Su So Om Mak Om Cho Chö Nam Ke Kam Ga We Me Long Yi Wang Dang Ni Zhen De Wa Bil Wa Dung Ye Chi Li Tri Yung Kar Jin Norbu Ren Chen So Gu Pei Buji Shesu So Om Page 55. Om Ahun Chi Ton Sum Sa We Mar Mele Drame Kun Zan Che Pe Trin Troa Ju Sun Lama Jawa Se Dan Che Ye dam shi trung kan re che chun dang nor la ter da kar che chung kun la gu pe bu lo te we je su so cho yu nam chin tu je jen lab dang di tsan du sum sa pi ge we tu pal den la me ku te rab ten ching tem pe jin dag nga tan dar wa yi Chu si mi nub nor bu jiao tsen rin Tso che jiao wei tem pa je jur chik Dag la zang en le chi drel jur gang Ne kap tar tun jiao wei je zin shok Dro nam la me tek pe gor shuk ne kun zan jiao si chem po to par shong. Page 13. Om Aum Che Par Ton Sum Jik Tin Jin Da Lan Che Pel Jor Tso Mandal Sabu Nam Tra Wei Jing Kam Ja Tso Cho Trim Bon Tram Guru Radna Mandala Putsa Mega Au Hung Om Arya Tarye Sitsi kun cham nam kun tom pa ni du sum sanje malu jung wei ne shera parchin choku yim chim jetsum pa ma yum la chak salo nam da pe ma dra wei shin kam su sanje ma cha pe me jing awa ye chen da dak de wa ruk jin Jetsum pamayum la chaksalo du je kamdo wampo je drangi ganden chuyan chanwe du ji namro turpe lamo nyurpa Yanchen sonam chokte zuter jao kuru kule jik je chemo dan tumo mitun shami jamadan kamsun namja norte wangje Tashi donje lamo drapun jun trone chenze ramjin barwe pame no mama je chemo dam mi bam jamo rito lojem Odzer chema namla chaksalo omar ye tare ye sidzi kun cham nam kun dom pa nye dusum sanje malu jungwe Shera parchin chuku yim chemo jetsum pama yum la chaksalo namda pema drawe shinkam su sanje macha peme jinga Yechen dadak dewa Rigdzin ze jetsum pama yum la chaksalo duje kamdo wampo je rangi gandan chiryan changwe drutu Namro terpe lamo nyurpamo yanchen sonam choter zuter jao kuru kule jigje chemo dan tumo mitan shami jama kamsu nam jao norter wangje ma tashi donje lamo drapun jom troner chenzit ramjim barwe o bhagme non ma maja chemo Mipam jamo rita lo jema udzer chema nam la chak salom. Page 13. Laryan dunji jetsu me tukar ngakor la migne om tare tam salam.
Om Dare Tam Zo.
Zoham. And Dadun Drome Tukane Rigje Lamo Pame Tro Sison Ladre Minam Laye Rangwar Mepa Trok Mopa Namshi Wandu Dun Tarbe Landu Yandak Sun Korwe Jigle Drowar Sam Om Dare Tam Zo.
Om Dare Tam Zo.
Om Ahun Nasi Shushin Chupe Trim Lame Yeshe Ner Chudun Zame Dorje Doyonga Mentorakta Jurdro Son Chudren Nam Ketale Par Ngundang ak chak tenzin tu dze me kunzan jatso trim rigid lam void dao du chora om benza argam padyam pupe dupe aloke gende nevede shabda rupa shabda gende rasa saparshin dharma Maha Sarva Pensa Amrita Rakta Balenta Kai Hintana Gana Sarva Om Ma Hun Ton Sum Jik Den Ri Rab Dan Ling Shi Len Tren La Lu Mi Pal Jor Lon Cho Ge Tsar Nam Da Che Tren Rab Jam Tru Ja Yun Dro Me Jing Du Tram Guru Radna Mandala Edam Yami Omar Yatar Yesitik Nam Gunu Banyi Dusum Sanje Malu Jungwe Ne Shira Parchin Choku Yim Jetsum Bhagma Yumla Chaksalo Namda Pema Drawe Shinkam Su Sanje Macha Peme Chenga Wa Yichin Dadak Dewa Rujin Jetsum Bhagma Yumla Chaksalo Duje Kamno Wampo Jedrangi Gandun Chiryan Chawe Duturji Namro Trupe Lamo Nirpa Yang chen so nam chokter zukter jao kuru kule jikje chemo dan tumo midum jami jamadan kamsu nam jao norter wangje ba tashi donje lamo drapun jon terne chinze ramjim barwe o pameno mama je chemo dan mipam jamo rito lojem Odzer chema namla chaksalo amar tari sidzi kunchab nam kuntam banyi dusam sanje malu jungwe Shera parchin chuku yim chemo jetsum bama yumla chaksalo namda pema drawe shinkamsu sanje macha peme chengao Yichin tadak dewa rujin ze jetsum bama yumla chaksalo duje kamdo wampo je rangi gandan chuyan chanwe jutruj Namro trupe lamo nyurpamo yanchin sonam chokte zuktur jao kuru kule jikje chemo dan tumo mitub jami jama Kamsun namja norter wangje ma tashi dungye lamo drapun jon trone chinzit rabshi barwe o pabme nama maja chemo Mipam jamo ridolo jema uzer chema namla chaksalo omar yetare ye sidzi kunchab nam kun tomba Dusum sanje malu jungwe ne shera parchin choku yum chemo jetsum pakma yum la chaksalo namda pema drawe shinkam Sanje macha peme jingawa yichin dada dewa rujin zen jetsum pakma yum la chaksalo duje kamdong wampo jedram Ganda chiryan chanwe duturji namro turpe lamon yurpamo yanchin so nam choter zutur jao kuru kule jikje chemo Tumo mitum shami jamadan kamsun namja norter wanje ma tashi donje lamo drapunjun turne chinze ramjin barwe Pagme no mama je chemo dam mipum jamo rito lo jema odzir chema namla chak salon Dene dakdun jetsu me tuke ngaktrin odzir ji drodru dripa namchom ne kunchang jayum dromai sangsum dorje dronche chok ngandu separ uyum samum taritam.
Amrita, obstacle list from Amrita.
Please pray for the removal of obstacles. Hold on a sec. Yes, I'm sorry. I just had to mute something here. I've got some feedback. Are you hearing any feedback there? It's okay. Okay, I'll just proceed.
Proceed.
Please pray for the removal of obstacles for all impacted by COVID-19. Lama Dorje, Don Cooper, Edward Weinstein, Ross Weinstein, Elizabeth Sears, Erica Frodsam, Jackie Fletcher, Katie Lenigan, Liz Patterson and family, Marissa Orenstein and family. Sorry. Peter Abraham, Sharon Hansen, Tim Mattis-Clare, Ezra Van Brank, Lucinda Herring and family, Annie Treader, Doug Martinson, Keith Tooley, Richard and Laura Tooley, Richard and Lori Tooley, Maria Solberg Dolman, Heather and Letitia Green Geddes, Stanley and Debbie Chris and family, Stuart and Rose Kreloff and family, Jan and Claire Luprick and family, JC May, Kaya May Baldwin, Garlene St. Germain, Hannah Engasser, Francois Ion, PK Lip, Jenny and John Tanner, Barbara Sherman, Carrie DeMarco, Tom and Susan Jackson, Nancy Lee Gibson, Isabel Blatt and family, Brooke Webb, Roger Ballard, Amy Bergman, Paul Groninger's mom, Justina Wozniak, Dana Sawyers, Omari Husseini, Melissa Nowak, Ed Ballone, Allison Strong, Lee Amin Compton, Evan Nave, Lori Takahashi and family, Morgan, Helga Ross, Julie Whitehorn, Theo Baker Kretzmer, Dolores Swartz, Ray Minnerly, and Wang Di Jiapo.
Junko Mason, Thomas, Tuku Trinleo Zerinpache, Lama Chuki Nima, Lama Dorje, Lama Norbu, Lamas and monks of Tromge and Chaktagompa, Tibet, Kaya May Baldwin, Peter Abraham, Destin Pearson, Michael Hall, Noel Poole, John Tiller, Zach Perizet, Maria Dolman, Gail Antherton Hodgkins, Scott Merker, Kayleen Junko Mason, Thomas Jordan Argu, Himmler Cabre, Clark Jompel Hansen, Robin Delacquel, John Swearingen, Jeremy Frank, Trinity County Food Initiative, those affected by the coronavirus, protesters against racism, all affected by fires, all doctors, nurses, and caregivers, Matthew Hall, Christine, Kurt, and Elsie Gollner, Kira West, Judy and Tom Lan and family, Kim Johnson and family, Prima Swearingen, Pam, Robin, and Ethan, Rose Amber Roth, Leslie Crabtree, Jerry Grandgent, John and Hope Smith, Joyce Sten, John Inman, residents of Silvercrest, Julia Prinz, Marina and Justin, Bob and Rich Schluter, Vicky and John Schluter, Kathy Ann Dreher, Jerry Loof, Stephanie Prince, Selena Baker, Gay Komlinik, Julie Whitehorn, Kat Jenkins, Carmen Donovan, Omari Husseini, Mark Dodd, Judy Lorenz, Cindy and Sam Nelson, earthquake survivors in Croatia, and Elizabeth Gillespie. From Tara's heart, rainbow light shines forth throughout the six realms and the bardo, enveloping the deceased ones wherever they are, purifying their karma and infusing them with Tara's radiant blessing. Their forms become brilliant spheres of light and dissolve into Tara's heart-mind, a realm beyond the cycles of suffering, a realm of absolute purity and bliss. Om Tare Tam So.
Please pray for the recently deceased, all beings who have recently died from COVID-19, Paresh Muni Sakya, Victor Schoonmaker, John Reed, Jerry Whittle, John Forbes, Charlotte Perot, Baby Bergman, Bobby Lawrence, Charlie Pride, Gregor Skietsko, Tatiana Corina, William Flack, Gary Lopez, Ginny Wolf, and I guess Wang Di. Jalpo should have been on the deceased list too, not removal of obstacles.
Victims of the coronavirus, victims of the protests, Patrick Burns, Kleber Machado, Chief aka Ralph Sweat, Robin Estelle Fott, Carol Pomilia, Breck Hoffman, Britton Huckabee, Ann Silver, Frank Vanek, Pat Meanley, Vicky Ann Malik, Ann Fabian, Eric Joseph Maevsky, Ken Draper, Leo Panich, Basha Terzansky, Bonnie Matheny Mendelson, Bill Flack, Mae Jameson, John Le Carre, Anthony Warner, Rosemary Weeks, Alan Battle, Luke Letlow, earthquake victims in Croatia, Pierre Cardine, Jenny Wolf, Babe the dog, McCain from Haiku, Hawaii. From the local obituaries, Catherine Boleyn LaRue Hunt, and the Gompa Interdependent Animal Realm. Om Tare Tam Soha, 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 Om Rajindane Nam Dabe, Dorje Droncher Talente Mandal Chitrin Jatsu Tsok, Chio Korsum La Nature Boy, Evam Radna Mandala Guya Radna Siddhi Puta, Ho Marya Tarye Siddhi Kunchanam Kundambanye, Dusum Sanje Malu Jungwe Ne, Shera Parchin Choku Yimchen, Jetsum Pama Yumla Chaksalu, Namda Pema Drawe Shinkamsu, Sanje Macha Peme Chengawa, Yechen Dadak Dewa Rujin. Jetsum Bama Yumla Chaksalo Duji Kamdo Wampo Jidrangi Gandun Chiyan Chawe Tutuji Namro Turpe Lamo Nyurpa Yamchin Sonam Chokter Sukter Jao Kuru Kule Jigje Chemodan Tumo Midun Jami Jamadan Kamsan Namja Norther Wangjib Tashi Dunje Lamo Drapunjun Trane Chinze Ramshim Barwe Pagmeno Mama Je Chemodam Mipam Jamo Ritoloj Ozer Dhamma Namla Chaksalo Omar Yetare Ye Sidzi Kuncham Nam Kuntam Banye Dusum Sanje Malu Jungwe Shera Parchin Chuku Yum Chemo Jetsum Pama Yum La Chaksalo Nanda Pema Drawe Jinkamsu Sanje Macha Peme Chingo Yichin Dadak Dewa Rujinze Jetsum Pama Yum La Chaksalo Duje Kamdo Wampo Jedragi Nganda Chirian Chawe Jutru Namro Trupe Lamo Nyukamo Yanchin Sonam Chokter Zutur Jao Kuru Kule Jigje Chemo Dan Tumo Mita Jami Jama Kamsun Namja Norther Wanje Ma Tashi Dunje Lamo Drapunjon Trone Chinze Rabjim Barweo Pagmeno Mama Je Chemo Amipam Jamo Rita Lojema Oze Chema Namla Chaksalo Omar Yetare Ye Siddhi Kuncham Nam Kundompa Dusam Sanje Malu Jungwe Ne Shere Parchin Chogu Yum Chimo Jetsum Bamba Yum La Chaksalo Namda Pema Drawe Shinkamsu Sanje Macha Peme Chengawa Yichin Tada Dewa Rujin Zen Jetsum Bama Yum La Chaksalon Duje Kamdo Wampo Jedang Gandam Chiyan Chawe Dutuji Namro Turpe Lamon Yurpamo Yanchin Sonam Chodur Zudur Jao Kuru Kule Jigje Chemo Tuma Mita Shami Jamadan Kamsun Namja Norther Wanje Ma Tashi Donje Lamo Drapunjon Turne Chinze Rabji Barwe Pame no Mama Je Chemodam Mipam Jamo Rita Lojema Ozer Chema Namla Chaksalo Omar Yetare Sidzi Kunchan Nam Kundam Banye Dusum Sanje Malu Jungwe Ne Shera Barchin Choku Yum Jimo Jetsum Pagma Yum La Chaksa Namda Pema Drawe Shinkamsu Sanje Macha Peme Jengawa Yechin Dadak Dewa Rukjinze Jetsum Pagma Yum La Chaksa Duje Kamdo Wampo Jedrangi Gandun Chian Chawe Dutuji Namro Trupe Lamo Nyurpamo Yanchin Sonam Chokter Zukter Kuru Kule Jigje Chemodan Tumo Mitim Jami Jamadan Kamsun Namja Norther Wangje Ma Tashi Donje Lamo Drapun Trone Chenze Ramshim Barwe Pagme no Mama Je Chemodam Mipam Jamo Rita Lojema Ozer Chema Namla Chaksun Arya Tare Ye Siddhi Kunchan Nam Kundom Banye Dusum Sanje Malu Jungwe Ne Shera Parchin Choku Yim Chim Jetsum Bama Yum La Chaksalo Namda Pema Drawe Jinkamsu Sanje Macha Peme Chengawa Yichin Dadak Dewa Rukjin Jetsum Bama Yum La Chaksalo Duje Kamlo Wampo Jidrangi Gandan Chirian Jawe Dutuji Namro Turpe Lamo Nyurpa Yanchin Sonam Chote Zutu Jao Kuru Kule Jigje Chemodan Tuma Mitin Jami Jamadan Kamsun Namja Norther Wangjib Tashi Dunje Lamo Drapunjun Trone Chenze Ramjim Barwe Pame no Mama Je Chemodan Mipam Jamo Rita Lojim Ozu Chema Namla Chaksalo Om Maria Tare Ye Siddhi Kuncham Nam Kundom Banye Dusum Sanje Malu Jungwe Shera Parchin Chuku Yim Chimo Jetsum Bama Yimla Chaksalo Dunam Na Bema Drawe Shinkamsu Sanje Macha Beme Chenga Yichin Dadak Dewa Rigdzin Ling Jetsun Pama Yumla Chaksalon Duje Kamdo Wampo Jedrangi Gandun Chiryan Chanwe Drutu Namro Trupe Lamo Nyurpamo Yanchin Sonam Chokde Sudur Jau Kuru Kule Jigje Chemodan Tuma Mitin Jami Jamna Kamsum Namja Norte Wangje Ma Tashi Danje Lamo Drapunjan Trane Chenze Ramshim Barwe Pagme Nama Maja Chemo Mipam Jamo Rita Lojima Udze Chema Namla Chaksalo Omar Yetare Ye Sidzi Kunjam Namkun Dusum Sanje Malu Jungwe Ne Shera Parchin Choku Yim Chimon Jetsum Pama Yum La Chaksalo Namda Pema Drawe Jinkan Sanje Macha Peme Jenga Wa Yichin Tada Dewa Rigdzin Ling Jetsum Pama Yum La Chaksalo Duje Kamdo Wampo Jedang Gandun Chiyan Changwe Du Ji Namro Trupe Lamo Nyurpamo Yanchin Sonam Chote Sudur Jau Kuru Kule Jigje Chemot Tumo Mitun Jami Jamadan Kamsun Namja Nurte Wanje Ma Tashi Danje Lamo Drapung Jum Trane Chenze Rabjim Barwe Pame Nama Maje Chemodam Mipam Jamo Rito Lojima Oze Chema Nama Chaksalo. By the power of having prayed thus from the heart, may the enlightened mind be mastered and appearances perceived purely as the deity's body. May the meaning of the developing and completion stages be naturally internalized. May conditions inauspicious to the perfect path be pacified, and all conceivable auspicious conditions and aspirations be fulfilled. May the stains and obscurations of non-virtue be cleansed, and harm from other beings and bad dreams be averted. Grant the blessing of protection from the fear of lower existences. May rebirth not occur in the 8 states devoid of leisure to practice. May all lifetimes be remembered and faculties be clear. May discipline be pure and the mind attend to Dharma. From the ripening of karma caused by delusion, grant the blessing that shields, protects, and conceals. May the malignancy of enemies, demons, and ghostly interferences, the harmful effects of untimely death, epidemics, and illnesses caused by poisons, all be pacified and purified, and may the wisdom and activities of Tara be revealed. Page 18. Om Ahung, in the pure realm of the victorious ones, the spontaneous presence of the 3 kayas is she who gives birth to victorious ones of the 3 times, a cloud of inexhaustible bliss of the 3 secrets. I bow to you, O sublime guide of the 3 realms of existence. From now until I reach enlightenment, I will rely on you as my sole source of refuge and protection. In accordance with your former aspirations and commitments, do not waver in your compassion. Fully bestow on me your powers, blessings, and cities. Whosoever sees me, hears me, touches me, or remembers me, by these 4 means of liberation and by the most sublime city, may I be capable of freeing all those connected to me, and may my attainment become equal to yours. Without relying on the power of magnetizing, how could one gain the necessary qualities to care for others? May I influence all those to be tamed, positive and negative without exception, by inspiring in them the four kinds of devotion. Furthermore, upon mastering positive qualities within a state of liberation, may all beings quickly attain the actual form of the victorious ones, resplendent with the major and minor marks of perfection. Until such time may we be free from the 8 great fears and from malevolent influences. May such favorable qualities as longevity, glory, and excellence flourish. May the yogas of the 2 stages be mastered, and may we be free from obstacles. In all countries may disease, war, and famine be pacified. May all beings have bliss, happiness, and engage in the Dharma. May the Buddha's teachings be propagated, and may all beings come under the guidance of Tara, Mother of the victorious ones. In all countries may disease, war, and famine be pacified. May all beings have bliss, happiness, and engage in the Dharma. May the Buddha's teachings be propagated, and may all beings come under the guidance of Tara, Mother of the victorious ones. In all countries may disease, war, and famine be pacified. May all beings have bliss, happiness, and engage in the Dharma. May the Buddha's teachings be propagated, and may all beings come under the guidance of Tara, Mother of the victorious ones. Jin Trupa Rab Sang Ne Utsal Dhamma Ye Sheng E Mandal Jatsu Chupe Trim Ronyam Trupe Shing Du Bun Benza Jana Dharma Datu Mandala Ahun 63. Jetsum pa me tu je jin lab dan da gi de gu choto so tap tu pal den la me ku te rab den ching tembe jin da nga tan dar wa yi che se mi nub nor bu jiao tsen rim Tso che jiao wei tenpa je jur ching. Protectors?
We'll do the Dharma protectors of the Red Tara. What page number?
41.
In the Red Tara? Not in the Tara practice. What page? It's 41 in the protectors, and if you have the Tara practice, it is at the bottom. Not the bottom, at the end, not the bottom. 39?
Yeah, I think 39.
Okay, it's a Ting Sum Zil Sumdong.
Do you want to do 3 recitations of it, or just 1?
Actually, what we could do is read the English once,
Okay,
now,
okay. And then
Well-
do it twice
and then
again.
do the Tibetan. That'll make a difference.
English is slightly different in the Protector's text than in the Red Tara.
Really? Huh. Okay, well, protectors are the same. So we'll start out by just reciting the protectors in English, then we'll do it in the ritualistic way.
Hung Jo.
No, it's just
Start with the whole thing?
the-
Om Makara Mukam
no,
Sar.
where the English starts.
Hung Jo, within the basic space of Dharmakaya is the victorious one, Amitayas. The Sambhogakaya is the natural expression of compassion. The holder of the white lotus, Avalokiteshvara. The Nirmanakaya is Nansen Zilnan, the one who overwhelms the world of appearances and possibilities with brilliance. Born of a lotus, the victorious Hayagriva arises in a terrifying and wrathful form. Kurukule takes the form of a goddess of timeless awareness, and ultimately their essence is identical, timeless awareness. As for her attendants, though they have not been summoned by anyone, their own vow is to appear in the form of worldly dakinis. Although total purity underlies what are reified as the 10 directions, in the eastern direction is the white lion-headed dakini of magnetizing power, riding a lion and holding a hook and a war axe. Mamo of timeless awareness, approach accompanied by your retinue. I fulfill our sacred bond with this nectar, the Torma offering of golden drink. In the southern direction is the yellow leopard-headed dakini of magnetizing power, riding a leopard and holding a noose and a gem. Dakini of activity, approach accompanied by your retinue. I fulfill our sacred bond with this nectar, the Torma offering of golden drink. In the western direction is the red Garuda-headed dakini of magnetizing power, riding a Garuda and holding a chain and a vase. Worldly dakini, approach accompanied by your retinue. I fulfill our sacred bond with this nectar, the Torma offering of golden drink. In the northern direction is the green snake-headed dakini of magnetizing power, riding a snake and holding a bell and a skull cup of blood. Dakini, who protects myriad realms, approach accompanied by your retinue. Fulfill our sacred bond with this nectar, the Torma offering of golden drink. You dakinis who carry out activities, and you 8 classes of arrogant ones, with all your retinues who protect the forces of good, recall your oath, sworn by the Master Padmasambhava. I fulfill our sacred bond with this nectar, the Torma offering of golden drink. Help those who are involved in this utterly profound cycle of teachings on the goddess, whether they are teaching, listening, or practicing the stages of approach and accomplishment. Although you do not magnetize others according to selfish wishes, your compassion transforms the subtle energy and minds of ordinary beings. Let the spiritual attainments of the 3 gatherings fall like rain. Let all those throughout the 10 directions who are my retinue of students gather like massing clouds. Constantly beat the great drum of the gods that are fame. The sangha, adorned by the 3 higher trainings, is a pond full of lotuses that blossom fully through the brilliant radiance of Rigdzin. The forces of negativity and the darkness of the mind are uprooted. Fill the 3 planes of existence with all that is auspicious and glorious. Never fail to guard this precious terma. Always carry out the intentions in the hearts of those who hold these teachings. Free us completely from whatever harms or obstructs our power. Provide us with support so that the 2 benefits can be spontaneously accomplished. In previous times, in the cave of Kurukule, in the presence of the assembly of teachers of the 3 lineages and their retinues, you took a pledge. Without deviating from what you have sworn to do, let whatever activity I enjoin you to carry out be spontaneously accomplished. mukam sarva dharmanam ajanupinatita oma hum pet soha bam harinisa sarva jana loka idam balintaka kakai kahi bam harinisa sarva jana loka idam balintaka kakai kahi bam harinisa sarva jana loka idam balintaka kakai kahi hunja chaku yene jawa seba me longa ninja ranzan peka chan truga nanzan zil nam pe maju drwan trowan kushin daden ra yeshe lama zunchan rigje ma don longo wen chek be yeshe che deyen danka zanki maku ya rangi damcha jigden kandru zun chojin shin be no shin namda Shado wanda sendo singi shon karpo chagna chadu tadanam yeshe mamo korje dirshe la ndutse chemdor chope dudam ka lujo wanda zigdon zigla shon serpo chagna jamba norbuzin lejin kandro korje dirshe la ndutse chemdor chope dudam ka nujo wanda chunla shon marpo chagna jakba bumba zin Jigden Kandro Korje Dirshe La Ndutse Chemdra Chupe Dudam Ka Janjo Wandan Trunla Shon Jabna Trama Drobu Trundra Zin Jigden Kandro Korje Dirshe Ndutse Chemdra Chupe Dudam Ka Leje Kadra Drebe Deje Dan Deyen Kordan Karchan Chongwa Na Lompom Peme Tasin Jego La Ndutse Chemdra Chupe Dudam Ka Zampantana Lamo Chokordi and Chenin Drumden Nundrezo Ganla Riwe Wanda Mingayan Chejin Chujin Chedo Lusum Jurin Duwa Sumjing Anjur Chardarbo Chuchin Kamle Korla Trendandu and Nendra Glaying Anjin Dadunda Alapsan Jenden Gendam Bemaza Rigjen Nangwe Jare Rabchinchi and Nachun Semjim Mumba Druneyo Sasum Tashi Beljing Gewarzo Zamdarin Chen Nam Ye Yemezu Tenzin Tushi Shepa Takda Dru Wan Lam Baja Naja Rabja Ne Donye Lunji Drube Drunduzo Nosen Kuru Kule Pupa Ne Juzun Dogun Kopa Chingaru Rangi Damchin Dasik Maya War Ganchin Trinle Lunji Galaxy, page 17. The sublime embodiment of timeless awareness, the natural mandala, like the full moon, is without elaboration. Like the radiance of the sun, its greatness expresses itself everywhere equally. Approach, heed me, and remain present, I pray. I pay homage to inexpressible wisdom, immaculate Dharmakaya, to the principal deities of the five families of supremely blissful Sambhogakaya, and to the expansive display of the peaceful and wrathful deities, compassion manifesting skillfully as Nirmanakaya. In actuality and in my imagination, I arrange the clouds of Samantabhadra's unsurpassable offerings as a consummate display throughout the vast openness of basic space in all its purity.
I present to you this ocean of outer, inner, and secret offerings. In the secret bhaga of Kunduzongmo, the entire vast array of all mandalas of victorious ones is of one taste in the realm beyond union and separation. May you be delighted by the non-duality of awakened mind. The nature of mind is the vast sky of the basic space of phenomena. Phenomena are totally pure, timeless in utter lucidity. Immersion in genuine being is basic space beyond word and concept. I bow always to awakened mind as the equalness of this. Ah, within the supreme timeless perfection of Kunduzangpo are the arrangements of outer, inner, and secret mandalas. The inherent purity of the world of appearances and possibilities is the basic space of masculine and feminine deities. All that has occurred and will occur is the spontaneous perfection of these father and mother consorts in union. The goddess herself embodies the supreme secret of complete delight. Within the vortex of her lotus, the vast expanse of basic space, utter lucidity is the supreme sphere of non-duality, the uncontrived and unadorned kaya that is the essence of enlightenment. Whatever appears is the unchanging deities of supreme bliss. In this secret mandala, beyond union and separation, are the supreme embodiments, the masculine and feminine deities of the five families, bodhisattvas, wrathful deities, Vajra goddesses, lords of the assembly, masters of the gathering, great and glorious ones of the five families, the 10 kings of wrath and their consorts, deities symbolic of sacred sites and regions, the 4 gatekeeper goddesses, the many assembled deities who are emanations of timeless awareness, and those goddesses who, as gentle as mothers and as loving as sisters, delineate right and wrong and thus enforce samaya. O gathering of outer and inner dakinis and yoginis, you witnesses who hold the Vajra oaths, I pray heed me. Hung, we Rigdzins, heirs of compassion, have given rise to bodhicitta for the sake of beings, and to reach an unsurpassable state, follow the disciplines of the vast ocean of teachings. The sublime vows that unite enlightened form, speech, and mind, the Vajra commitments that are forever binding and not to be impaired, are the special samayas, both general and specific. I have accepted and sworn to preserve these now and in the future. I will not impair or abandon them. Still, though I have no intention of straying from or reneging on these, because of laziness and procrastination in practice, I have not reached fulfillment, and my energy wanes. Lacking alertness, I have become careless. I do not exert myself in meditation, and my attention wanders during the stages of approach and accomplishment. In these and other ways, due to the power of non-recognition, I have knowingly and unknowingly fallen away from the instructions and commitments received from my teachers. No yogin should ever associate with those who have impaired samaya even for an instant. Such are the words of the Buddha, but I am unable to abide by them. The secret doorway is missed, so it is difficult to perceive things with any clarity, and lacking insight, I am unaware of who has such faults. I have associated with those who impair samaya, compounding my own errors. I have explained the Dharma to those who impair samaya and those who are not suitable recipients. Not avoiding impairments, I have become flawed. I keep company with those who impair samaya and have thus become sullied by the flaws and contaminations of impairments. For the conditions that hinder me in this life and will create obscurations for me in the future, I am thoroughly remorseful. I acknowledge and confess them, my mind filled with regret. Heed me with your gentle, loving kindness, and establish me firmly so that I will never waver from the basic space of non-duality. Though you dwell in non-referential equanimity, please grant me the ultimate absolution of non-duality. Ultimate truth beyond elaboration allows no frame of reference based on discursive thought. Yet if there be any errors due to the mere illusion of relative truth, I am sincerely sorry and pray for your forbearance. Om Benzer Sato Zamaya Mano Balaya Benzer Sato Tenopa Tite Tridu Me Bhawa Sudukaya Me Bhawa Sudukaya Me Bhawa Anurakta Me Bhawa Sawa Siddhi Nambrayata Sawa Kama Sutune Sutum Suryam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Bhadra Mami Manza Bhadriba Mahasamaya and the essence of confession, I don't have it here in English. What page? Page 25.
Om Kundu Zangpo, original Buddha in the immediacy of the ground of being, Vajrasattva, who has arrived at the immutable state of suchness, great hero, Lord Protector, who provides refuge to beings, heed me with your loving kindness and gaze upon me with your eye of timeless awareness. Although all is primordially unborn and totally pure from the very beginning, all pervasive thought patterns arise adventitiously in the wake of confusion. These lead to ignorance, dualistic perception, conditioned appearances, and the impairment and breaking of samaya. I confess all of this within the vast expanse of the supremely pure Mother, the basic space of phenomena. Vajra, the Vajra Samaya, as proclaimed by Vajrapani, the Lord of Secrets, involves hundreds of thousands of categories of Samaya commitments of form, speech, and mind. For any impairment of such Samaya that has occurred, and for any contradiction of the words of the teachings, I am deeply remorseful. I acknowledge and confess them with regret. Sattva, once the time for purifying the flaws incurred through impairment of Samaya has passed, they become the cause of wrathful censure by the Vajradakinis who are entrusted with such activity. Therefore, I confess all that brings obscurations in this and future lives and reinforces the causes leading to the great hells. Hung, the king of desire, is the supreme primordial Vajra. Without any fixed frame of reference, there is freedom from impairment and confession. Kundu Zangpo is the expanse of intrinsic awareness, perfect from the very beginning. Within that expanse, the basic space of phenomena, beyond union or separation.
Om Benzer Sato
Maya
Zamaya
Manipalaya Bindu Sato Tenapa Tide Dudra Mebawa Sudha Kaya Mebawa Supo Kaya Mebawa Anurata Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Me Prayasa Sarva Karma Siddham Shiyam Guru Hum Ha Om Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Binde Mame Mute Binde Bama Samaya Sato
Okay, Tsok. So if you have Tsok there, then you can consecrate it now.
Red Tara 25.
Sokchi Yochen Nam Jinji Lapala Tukte Paju or you can just join and we consecrate our community Tsok here.
Ram Yam Kam Om Ahun Benda Rin Chen Barwa Tong Sum Nyam Shanga Du Si Za Me Ye Sheng Dayan la moi che tren rab jam chi ranjin che chi yin kun gang war jur ma hun du sum jawe yum jur jet sum ma che drolun sem jur ze wang yi la tu je sun cha pen ju trugar malu korche tsogla chendren she
Then the first portion.
Hun Dayan Che Soji Che Padi Wang Chen Arya Tare Tolabu To Me Ne Sa Dik Tun Ripe To Shao Se Sobo Kanjin Shakbarji rin trupen dagzin rutranam tema zedang yerme kuladro shatra zapa me pedusi di wanze pa me la yi je paro Page 33, fulfillment. Do we do the Namka?
One time.
Nama sarva tata engata vayo bisha muge be sarva taka mugate saparana imam gagana kam soha
Benzer Saparanakam.
Hong, to the western direction in the supremely blissful pure realm of Pema Kud, within the palace emanated from the five aspects of pristine awareness, you dwell as the lord of an ocean of families and mandalas. O victorious Amitabha, principal one with your retinue, may our sacred bond be fulfilled with the appropriate outer and inner substances. To the southern direction in the emanated pure realm of Potala, in the supremely blissful mantric gathering place of Yulakod, is the sublime Tara, mother of all victorious ones. O manifestation of powerful activity, principal one with your retinue of emanations, may our sacred bond be fulfilled with the appropriate outer and inner substances. In the vast expanse of enlightened mind, the interwoven magical display of supreme bliss, the Nirmanakaya emanates in whatever form is necessary to tame in accord with the perceptions of those to be tamed. O Lamas, Yidams, Dakinis, and Dharmapalas, and Sugatas who dwell in the pure realms of the three Kayas, may our sacred bond be fulfilled with the appropriate outer and inner substances. The outer offering is the enjoyed wealth of the five sense pleasures. The inner offering is that of medicine, Rakta, Torma, union, and liberation. The secret offering is co-emergent, pristine awareness beyond union and separation. Through the miraculous display of the sky treasury of Samanta Bhadra, may our sacred bond be fulfilled with the assembled deities of Jetsun Droma. May our sacred bond be fulfilled with the threefold mandala of equal purity. May our sacred bond be fulfilled with the assembled deities of channels, subtle energies, and Tiglae. The world of all possible phenomena is the primordial mandala of Jetsun Droma. Grant the sublime city of the uncontrived freedom, atemporal and pristine, the most excellent Vajra conduct, an ocean of enlightened activity to benefit beings, endowment with many powers and immeasurable supernormal abilities, the four kinds of activity, the 8 cities, and so forth. Let an ocean of these ordinary cities fall like rain, especially through the 4 ways of drawing others into the Dharma. May the realms of living beings be transformed like the alchemical transmutation of iron into gold. May ultimate co-emergent pristine awareness be brought forth, and may the two kinds of benefit be spontaneously and effortlessly accomplished. In this manner, by evoking Red Jetson Droma, through the force and blessing of this fulfillment and supplication, I pray that the transgression of the three levels of ordination and the masses of harmful actions that are intrinsically negative all be cleansed and purified. Galaxy, page 33, followed by 35 and 37. Ram yam kamo mao hun soze dene yeshe rope jen soze soda rigzen lama dan damsen choko neye nerji dam pawo kandran damchen chuchu na dirshe lonji soji chopa bo gandran nandran damsen namcha shan chi nam barche chuchi yinsudro lakter shele trin le drung guru dewa dai kini gana sadra buddha ho utsitam baling tan kai hi ram yam kamo mao hun soze dane yeshe rope jin soze soda rigzen lama dan damsen chokor neye nerji dang pawo kandran damchen chuchung nang dirshe lonji soji chobabu gandran nandran damsen namcha sha chi nam barche chichi yinsudro lakter jele trinle druparzo guru dewa dai kini gana sandra bunta ho utsitam baling ta kai hi ram yam kamo mao soze donle yeshe rope jin soze soda rigzen lama dan damsen chokor neye nerji da Pawo kandran damchen chechunam dirshe lonji soji chopa bo gandran namdran damsik nam chaksha chi nam barche chichi yinsudro lakter jele trinle druparzo guru dewa da kini gana satra putsa ho utsitam baling ta kai ram yam kamo mao hui yin jin ben da rik be so ter shan droshin jaze digale da yan tran no jis sami jambe damse di rang re sangwa sum je la so la nyi me nyam be ngandu choba bu trobe draser digale chen bo sha zun rin drame chen me yin sun dron truna shi de se be trun le hun drun nan shi ye she tar chi ne kadak jonum bunker jam chu sho ram yam kam mom mao yin je ben da rik be so de shan dro dro ja ze digale dan yan tran na chu sam me ju be dam se rang re sang wa sum je la so la nyi me nyam be nan de cho ba bu tro be da ze digale chen bo sha zun dun da me chen me yin sun ro tru na jin de se be tren le dru Hundred Nashi Yeshe Tai Chine Kada Jana Bunker Jamchu Sho Ramiyam Kamo Mao Yin Jim Ben Derek Be Soto Shan Doju Jaze Tigle Dayan Trang Se Sami Chabe Damsik Rang Re Sangwe Sunji La So La Nyimbe Nyambe Ngandu Choba Bun Trope Dazu Tigle Chembo Sha Zundrin Dame Cheme Yin Sundron Truna Shida Zebe Trunle Lundrub Nangji Yeshe Tai Chine Kada Jana Bunker Jam Chun Sho Hun Sasum Lala Sobo Kanshisha Barche Kunsa Chodang Rubzo Hun Sasum Lala Sobo Kanshisha Barche Kunsa Chodang Rubzo Hun Sasum Lala Sobo Kanshi Barche Kunsa Chodang Rubzo Hun Sasum Lala Sobo Kanshisha Barche Kunsa Chodang Rubzo Hun Sasum Lala Tsokbo Kanshisha Barche Kunsa Chodang Rubzo Hun Sasum Lala Tsokbo Kanshi Barche Kunsa Chodang Rubzo Hun Sasum Lala Tsokbo Kanshi Sham Barche Kunsa Chodang Hun Sasum Lala Tsokbo Kanshi Sham Barche Kunsa Chodang Rubzo Hun Sasum Lala Tsokbo Kanshi Sham Barche Kunsa Chodang Rubzo Hun Sasum Lala Tsokbo Kanshi Sham Barche Kunsa Chodang Hun Sasum Lala Tsokbo Kanshi Sham Barche Kunsa Chodang Rubzo Hun Sasum Lala Tsokbo Kanshi Barche Kunsa Chodang Rubzo Hun Sasum Lala Tsokbo Kanshi Sham Barche Kunsa Chodang Rubzo Hun Sasum Lala Tsokbo Kanshi Barche Kunsa Chodang Rubzo Hun Sasum Lala Tsokbo Kanshi Sham Barche Kunsa Chodang Rubzo Zum Lala Sobo Kanshi Shak Barche Kunsa Chodang Rubzo Hun Sasum Lala Sobo Kanshi Shak Barche Kunsa Chodang Rubzo Hun Sasum Lala Sobo Kanshi Barche Kunsa Chodang Rubzo Hun Sasum Lala Sobo Kanshi Shak Barche Kunsa Chodang Rubzo Hun Sasum Lala Sobo Kanshi Shak Barche Kunsa Chodang Rubzo Hun Sasum Lala Sobo Kanshi Barche Kunsa Chodang Rubzo Hun Sasum Lala Sobo Kanshi Shak Barche Kunsa Chodang Dusum Sanje Guru Rinpoche Ngandrup Kundak Dewa Chenpo Sha Barche Kuntel Dudu Drakpo Sal Soa Debsa Jinji Laptu So Chinan Sanwe Barche Jiwa Dang Sampa Lunji Drupar Jinji Lo Om Mao Hun Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Hun. Long life prayers. Ngari rawe korwe jinkam sum pendan dewa malu jungwe ne chinre zigwang tenzin jatsoyi shape kalje bardu tenjur ching tasum kundu lompon pema jung kandro lunten tanton jabo son chime rikpa zembe tsoknam chi mishik tsei nganrup dendir so so tup den nimpo ngan ju ring luk chi min ro nam ka zo la wang ju ne ge le den ro pa sa je se pen chok dren ni ma je ne jap den son chok sum ja wa ja tsu jin lap dang dam chen chu chung sum me tren le chi ja pe dor je cho su rap den ching tren le ja tsun ge chin chap chu ching and jig me tu shu dru pa ngang gi ngan ru bao ter nor bu yin ge gu ba ma lu rap sao ne hun dru tren le tak tu je ju chim chi me tse la wang we nam sum la chi me dor je kuni tse je jao da gi gu pe so wa dep dir gong nin dor tse gong dor je pa mo nye mi mu tsun an tren le wang mo chok ku tse tak ten she pa kun rub shom Pe me Jesum, pe me rig su che, pe me ten la che kun se jur wang, pe ma che chi dran ma ring tsang jing, dan yin be me lun ji drup jur ching, rab jam sa sun la yi tuk je dang, lak san nam par dak pe dem pa yim, pe ma de chen se rin che chi ji, tse drup tar chin drona lun drup shom, rig sum pe me rang luk zin la ke de sum lung gu zo lang a wang ju lab sum yan ten ja zo lak par chang lama dambe ku tse jap ten shok so je dan se yi la tsuk chi bar che du ji yu le nam jao ching ngan ju ten ba zin la ge me pa tsa sum chu chung sung me sung ju ching san je kun dum pe ma ja po chuk Trupe Dagar Pema Garwang Yin Kalden Lobu Pema Norbu Kutse Tenjin Tedrin Tarchin Shon Donju Gombe Jin La Papok To Daksan Ningdra Tsewe Jezong Wen Drinchin Lame Kutse Takten Mejun Tukji Jedna Yung Drub Shon Pende Jungwe Ne Chikpon Tempa Yun Ring Ne Padang Tenpa Zempe Che Bu Nam Kutse Jiao Tsen Tenjur Chi. Steve Flack offers 7 butter lamps. 7 butter lamps are dedicated to the memory of Alan Battle. May all beings benefit. Mason Hyatt offers $21 for the Tsok, dedicated to the Red Tara New Year's Eve Tsok. That's it.
We have a few here too. Zach Ferdana offers 100 butter lamps. We offer these butter lamps to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. May Dolores Schwartz make it through this rocky time. Blessings to you all and Happy New Year. Danielle offers 42 butter lamps. These lamps are offered to the Buddhas with the aspirations that Dharma continues to resound in this world and that all beings be freed from their suffering. May Lama Padma have a long and healthy life. May our merit never decline. May all beings, including those who light these lamps and host these teachings, benefit from this generosity. John Inman offers 40 butter lamps for the removal of obstacles for Jerry Louise and Dolores Louise, and may all beings benefit. The Landrum family offers 21 butter lamps for Dolores Schwartz, swift recovery and long life. May the obstacles to her health and well-being, as well as those for all beings, be destroyed. May all beings experience an auspicious start to the new year, and may good fortune arise for all. There's 216 butter lamps from Benjamin James, from the James family, for the temporary and ultimate benefit of all beings in the new year. J.C. May, I think this is a butter lamp offering. It'd be 216 lamps. May our radiant Bodhi Cheetah heart minds bring clear light and new beginnings to those challenging times. May all Chegdud Gompa Lamas, yogins, and Tara practitioners have long life, well-being, and removal of obstacles from deepening in the Dharma and realizing their meditative practice. Sorry. Oh, okay. This is 21 butter lamps from Laura Cameron for the New Year's Eve Red Tara Tsok. Oh, for Michael Peck and Laura Cameron. May these butter lamps dispel the darkness of the world for all affected by COVID-19 virus. May all Chegdud Gompa Lamas, Jigme Rinpoche, Chegdud Gyantse, Chagdud Kadro, and especially Lama Padma Gyatso have a long life and a bright 2021 year. Sylvia Salazar and Joe Gillick made a soak offering of $50. Zach Ferdana offers 100 butter lamps. We offer these butter lamps to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Oh, I think that's, I get that email twice, I think. Yeah, that's it.
Lama Padma, when did these New Year's Sok start at Amrita? When did that start at Amrita? These New Year's Sok.
Oh, I'm not sure, but sometime in the 80s, late 80s. I talked with Susan and other sangha people. We're too old to remember, you know. That's the trouble. If you don't take notes, then you're going to forget what you know now. But yeah, something like that. Late, very late 80s. When we were all young, these Amrita people, all about.
I
So
think it
we-
was the early 90s. Lama Padma, I think it was the early 90s
Yeah.
when it started. Because we weren't moved into the living room until like the 92, 91.
Yeah.
And that's where it happened. Yeah. 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 Used to
I
go
just
on a
remembered
lot.
I remember the first one we did was just kind of open for people to bring their friends, and and I don't remember. I think we just started at a typical time like this, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock maybe, and we must have did every practice that we all knew. Went through all of the Tara, the protectors. I remember it was just after midnight, and we did the Red Feast. And I remember one old man, well, to me at the time, he was an old man. He came with a friend, I don't know. He came up afterwards, must have been 1 o'clock in the morning or so. And he just says, boy, you people, you, you just keep going and going and going and going.
It was so fun. Yeah. Now we're old.
All right. I thank you all for gathering in the community of our Tsok. I'm sure it doesn't take much to, you know, express hope and wishes, aspirations that 2021 will be more manageable than 2020. I don't manageable, not so much externally, although we only have, I don't know how much control externally we have. Maybe, I don't know, maybe between 4 and 7% control over our outer circumstances, would you say? Something like that. But inwardly, you know, how we are with outer circumstances, that's where we have the power. If we have some perspective, and the Dharma is very much a teaching on having a perspective over your direct experience. The Dharma isn't really sort of superimposing on your life some system that you then try to sort of subscribe to. But the Dharma always is about ourselves as individuals, about our relationship as individuals to all other creatures. And it's all about what all of we creatures are going through every day of our lives, whether we're wherever we are on the earth, or if in outer space, if there's creatures on other planets and so forth, then they're still going through whatever it is that creatures go through when they are dualistic. And the real ultimate teaching that Lord Buddha taught was based on non-duality. And it's not non-duality that it's fabricated. That our mind's nature is already, always has been, and always will be non-dual, beyond a subject that experiences an object in a certain way. These three sort of spheres again. That transcending or going beyond these three spheres of our normal samsaric orientation is the path of awakening to our true nature. Again, our true nature, what it always has been, always is, always will be. Even though we probably, if you're like me, you just see yourself as some huge knot of coiled emotions, concepts, ideas, all kinds of feelings, sensations, and so forth. But we, from the Dharma, from the teachings of Buddha, we learn that basically we have a mind, and even if that mind is completely absorbed in that whole conglomeration of experiences that we call our experience, that the nature of that, our mind itself that experiences all of that is never affected by that. Our mind has never been affected by our confusion, by our emotions, by our negative actions, by our positive actions. Mind, all that conglomeration of phenomena is not other than our mind, but it's not our mind itself. It's our mind, but it's not really our mind. In other words, there's not two. So I'm very grateful myself to have been able to receive teachings from masters of that, those who have really discovered and nurtured and removed all of those knots and dwelled among us in that non-dualistic, pure nature. And particularly right now, here I'm at Rigdzin Ling, so my gratitude to Chaktu Rinpoche, as well as to Chaktu Khandro. I feel very strongly right now that Rinpoche came here and to the West and taught a path and had confidence in his Western disciples. And he was quite unique in that he trusted and entrusted his Western disciples, but as I understand it, but from the Tibetan side, they did not criticize that. So anyway, so I think we all, everyone here, out wherever you are in your place there, you are connected with Rinpoche, with the previous Chaktu Tulku, and then the current 17th rebirth of this Chaktud Lama. And so you should remember that and use that as a strength. Even maybe you've had many teachings from other great masters, equally great masters. But right now, you should really feel a particular gratitude to Rinpoche. If you are if your go-to practice is Tara, this Tara practice, then especially, of course, then Rinpoche was a master of Tara practice, and he received, or he he attained his accomplishment through Tara practice and had many visions of Tara and prophecies. And of course, one prophecy was how when his Red Tara practice came to him, that he would, if he taught this in the future, then his students would, that would be the great benefit of his students, to the great benefit of his students, this Red Tara practice. So it was something that he introduced when he came to the West. And also the Tertun, this Apong Tertun, who revealed this Red Tara practice, his incarnation was the leader, was the Sakya Trichen, who was one of the earliest pioneers in bringing Dharma to the West. He very early on, he learned English and traveled. And so this whole, there's the interdependence of all of those factors sort of highlights the significance of this this particular cycle of Tara practice. Particularly also, not particularly, but also when the kind of the loop was kind of, what do you call it? The loop was made when the Sakya-Trizin came to Ati Ling, to Chakta Gompa and Ati Ling, and gave the cycle of Apong Tertun empowerments. And he used, when he gave the Red Tara empowerment, he used the text, the empowerment text that Chakta Rinpoche himself composed. So any connection we have with this, whether we do it regularly or whether we do it periodically or whether we just think of it or whether we even just have a picture of Red Tara on our bookshelf or on our shrine or something, then we should reflect on the connection that provides to your non-dualistic, luminous, pure nature. And since, particularly, not particularly, enough particulars, since this is a very corrupt time, corruption is very easy. It's very easy to become corrupted. It's almost like falling into a river. It's very easy to go downstream. And it's very easy to become corrupted in these days. Even in Buddhism, they say this is the 500, the very declining time of the Buddha's teachings. It may only last some calendar. Some people, they say this is the last of the 500 years of the five 500-year cycles of the Dharma. Buddha Shakyamuni, who appeared in India maybe 250 BC, maybe 280 BC, and then they. Some people calculate that this is the last 500 years, and other people, who I like to agree with, they say there's 2,000 more years of teachings, and that was Paltro Rinpoche and Mipam. They subscribe to that, this Purba's timekeeping system. So, of course, our time is much shorter than that in this life. And it is possible for you to secure in your future lives, if you go along with, if you have faith in past and future lives. But it is definitely possible for you, through practicing in this way that we are practicing, even if you only understand a small percentage of what you're doing, it's still possible to encounter the Dharma, the Vajrayana path of the Dharma in your future life, and most likely attain some freedom from samsara, enlightenment and liberation within 3 or 7 lifetimes, just from your connection in this lifetime to the Vajrayana. If you maybe a lot of us complain about our Dharma practice, our mind, our faith, and things like this, but of course, I certainly don't have any way of knowing your future or even my own future. But according to the teachings, in the future, your Dharma practice should be easier and more productive, even at the time of your death, if you have prepared yourself through practice, even if it's not what you, by your very high standards, your glorious standards of what your practice should be, that at the time of your death, if you I don't know, what do we say, play your cards right, your practice will be deeper at the time of your death. Your realization will be more intense at the time of your death. This is taught. So, but you have to have something to take with you. That's what they say, everything is impermanent. This life, death is certain, and the time of death is uncertain. And when you do die, you die alone. Death is a one person die. You die alone, very alone. You don't even have anyone to look forward to meeting when you're that kind of alone. And the only thing that will matter for you at that time is how much you've understood the teachings of the truth of life, the truth of your mind, the truth of the nature of things, the nature of your body, the nature of your breath, the nature of your possessions, the nature of your relationships, the nature of your emotions, how you have eroded your misconceptions. That will be the percentage that will be to your advantage at the threshold of death, as you pass through the doorway of death, and then on into the post-mortem experience that your mind will experience. So hopefully next year the outer conditions will be better. But our ability to not just cope, not just cope, but our ability to make all of our experiences without hoping that things will improve so that you'll be able to practice. That attitude, we can't, that's a lazy kind of attitude. It's just waiting for things to improve so that you'll be more at ease and then can practice Dharma. Or waiting for your mind to be different. Or if my mind wasn't so the way it is, I'd be able to practice. Like these are forms of in the texts, this attitude is well known. It's not like you're unique with that kind of thought. That's the Buddha taught, that this is going to be what will happen when you hear the Dharma. You will categorize yourself as being incapable of the Dharma. And that is a form of what's called lazy. To think that you're incapable, or to think that you're too busy, or to think that you'll do it later. These three forms of laziness. Then there's just being too tired. That's hardly being lazy. But it's these, how we think of ourselves as practitioners, that's what's, that we need to work on and understand how we can work with our emotions, work with our outer structure, work with our relationships, work with our economy, work with our social conditions, work with our political conditions, work with the air quality, the water quality. How can we both participate and see how to free our mind from suffering simultaneously? And that comes to looking into the nature of things, not being superficial. Basically, we're kind of stuck. When we're superficial, we're going to suffer. If we just look deeper into something, we may suffer a little more, but then we look deeper, and then there's freedom there, freedom from suffering. And it's the presence of wisdom. And that's what we should, that's what I hope that we all can have more of this next year, more wisdom, more prajna, not neglect our mind's ability to know. Right now, mostly we just know superficial things. But that same ability to know the difference between blue and black and red, that same ability can go deeper into the object, whether it's an outer object or our own inner emotions. See the nature of those. So I hope next year, 2021, will provide reasonable enough opportunities to be able to find more wisdom. Okay, now it's late. So we'll continue practice. So I was just thinking, my mind just popped in, like for a Lojong practitioner, you say Happy New Year, they won't be happy with that. A real bodhicitta training person, they want stuff to work with. So, but like we say in the Tara practice, the blessings to shield, protect, and conceal. Like we're not quite ready to be completely raw and naked out into the world. So just give us enough small change trouble so that we can have a feeling of being successful. And this is important, I think. I should mention, we need to be successful in our practice. So that means we have to intentionally practice with very small little things, not the big things. The big things will only make you feel powerless. But the little things, the things around your house, or the things, like the how long you have to wait for hot water when you turn on the faucet. Like notice if that's an opportunity to just be patient or not, or the way certain doorknobs work in your house. You know, that's where practice will be successful. Small little things. And if you have a partner, you're living with a partner or other people, then look for the smallest little thing, and then be patient with that. We have to build up a feeling of power, and that comes about through success. And success comes about by picking and choosing your practice. As beginners, we can't throw ourselves out into the world and expect it to be our compassion to always be there, our understanding of impermanence and so forth. It won't work. We need small little things, small little, chips on stuff that you didn't really like anyway. And notice that it's ever so slightly irritating. And then be patient and understand, deepen your understanding of impermanence. That's the way to practice, is with small little things. Okay. So I really hope you have a really happy year, though.
Page 28, Red Tara. Om Ahum De Chen Genji Ranjin Lak Dor Di Lak La Wang Wei Punyan Nam Chi Je De Chen Sa Chi Kor Lo Sa Nam Je Kam Sum Ma Ji Na Wa Wan Du Shou Che barba chante madren chorche torma dije naljer Tam Jawa Kuyum Jetsun Romai Nindru Tren Le Taru Chen La Nga Dru Chena Jur Dakcha Kor Chela Chodan Tumangan Drup Tsaldu So Om Tare Tam Soha Sarva Siddhi Pala Ahum. Page 15. Om Ahun Nasi Shir Shin Chu Patron Lame Ye She Nir Chun Dun Za Me Dur Je Do Yang A Mentorakta Jordro So Chudrin Nam Ke Tale Par Ngundang Akcha Tenzin Tu Ze Me Kun Zan Ja Sutrim Rigdzin Ling Boy Dao Du Chodom Benza Argam Pajem Page 38.
Praises?
Yeah.
Praises?
Phrases 38. Free de chen yin su tru jiao chan hun ru nang wei che dru gar ku sun ye she kan ru la nam sun de pe chak sao tun. Page 30, Confession. Ho, all flaws of ordinary grasping mind are confessed in the sphere without grasping beyond ordinary mind. Ho, zin tam sen chi drima kun zime lo le de bar shag om bindu sata samaya manupalaya bindu sata tena pa di 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 mi bawa zidu gaya mi bawa zibu gaya mi bawa nurada mi bawa Sawa Zadi Mimprayata Sawa Karma Sutame Sutam Chiriyam Guru Ngao Bhagavan Sawa Zagata Bindama Mudra Bindama Samaya Tato Dirni Sudan Len Chik Tu Korwa Siddhu Shugne Chang Ne Me Tsedang Wangshu Chognam Le Par Sadhu So Om Supratita Benza Ye So Page 21. Dunchi Chiokor Odu Ju Damse Sangwa Sundan Se Dunye Truman Nyongwe Shi Drome Tudang Yerme Ja. Laryan Jutru Drawardan Andi Dandusum Sapegen Radam Korsum Mengodro Kurang Jun Me Sangsum Tse Dir Nganjur Sho Om Ye Dharma Hetum Prabhava Heten Degen Data Gata Hayawada Tegens Nirodha Evam Vadima Shamanaye Soham Om Kune Delek Chosum Nam Kepel Tu Jezi Wan Zet Lamo Yi Pende Dru Char Dru Jing Sarwab Yanten Lo Dre Mim Pe Ken Lob Chusum Ring Luk Che Zamling Sasum Chapar Bel Droju Choksum Nangwa Dam Midrau Dusum Gelek Shon Jangchup Sim Chok Rimpoch Ma Che Panam Che Jur Ching Che Pa Nyam Pa Me Pa Dang Gone Gondu Pelwar Shon. Supreme Bodhicitta is so very precious. Where it has not yet arisen, may it arise. Where it has arisen, may it not decline, but evermore grow and flourish.
Okay. Peace.